seconds to go, and we should be going live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and the website. We have a topic for the day because it's important. And to give you a hint, John did it on Tuesday, I did it on Wednesday, Angelica's doing it on Saturday. And we can take the card away and appear on screen. Hello, John.
Morning.
Good morning. You know, you sound like you've got a cold.
I think it's the after effects from what I did earlier in the week. I had my Pfizer, whatever you want to call it, booster. And I felt like I was fine for about 6, 7, 8 hours. And thereafter, I've just got to go downhill, basically. No effect from the AstraZeneca, but the Pfizer has knocked me for a 6, basically.
Yeah, there's no option. You go along and they say, right, you can have the Pfizer. And good morning from Peter, who is doing what John and I have done. Right now, what I couldn't understand while we're talking about booster jabs, what I couldn't understand when you posted on Tuesday and said you'd had both the booster jab and the flu, I thought John said to himself, I'm going to get both and get it out of the way. But it doesn't work like that, does it?
Well, they offered it, so I just said yes. And the initial problem, the first evening, was I'd had a jab here and a jab here, and every time I turned over in bed, I went through the ceiling. And then I just got virtually no sleep, and then I've felt the sort of effects that other people have reported: heavy arms, chestiness, headaches, etc. So I've been taking the paracetamol. I haven't had any today. I'm hoping to just knock it out of the system today by just getting on with things.
Yeah, I went yesterday to Swindon. Great bus ride because Angelica was busy, so I went on the bus, and it was at the Steam Railway Museum, and it was just an incredible place. I got there an hour and a half early, and she said, "Don't worry about that, just go in." So I just went in, and it was organised into lanes. So you would put in a lane, registered, got your sticker, and then the immortal question: "Have you had your flu jab?" As you said. No. Would you like one today? Well, go on then. I mean, yeah. So, but I mean, that's the whole point. That if you go to the NHS website and you look for a flu jab, the local pharmacists are doing it, but our boots will only do it up to 65. The other pharmacy in town will only do it up to age 50. So there's finding somewhere to go and get the jab. The flu jab is very difficult. So I just said, like you said, I just said yes. Okay, because I knew you had survived it. So if you can do it, I can do it.
Well, I knew there was a pretty good chance of being offered the flu jab because I went to the same place that Celia went to on Saturday, where she had just the flu jab.
Right.
But we're in completely different surgeries. The doctor's surgeries are completely different. They're 3 or 4 miles apart. I just go to the one where I went to when I grew up at mum and dad's, if you like. It was round the corner.
Yeah.
I've never moved away. Whereas Celia, when we moved into the Alton area from Sheldon, where she'd always lived in Sheldon, so she continued with the same doctor there. Her doctor wouldn't carry on seeing her because she'd moved out of Birmingham into Solihull. Yeah. So she had to find a new doctor's around here, which the kids also then all went to as well.
Yeah. Well, let's catch up with Peter, who's busy even if he's not here. So Peter is saying, is at 10:30. Flu jab 2. We're all
have them in the same arm. Have them in the same arm. They will do it if you ask. Well, they you will.
Dentist tomorrow. Peter's going for the full set.
It's
jab.
old age, isn't it? It's falling apart now, so he needs to keep going there.
I'm sure you won't. You don't upset people, Peter. I'm pretty sure. In real life, that is. Subject for next time: car parking prices. I can only imagine that it's been fleeced. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, in Swindon, it was like a military operation. There were about 50 nurses and doctors sat at tables, and you were directed to the next one to be free. I sat down, took about a quarter of an hour. She explained everything to me. Doctor was there taking notes and everything, and then I had to go and sit down for 20 minutes in one of 80 chairs set aside for that purpose. So it's a military operation.
That's how it was when I went into Birmingham city centre and to the museum and had it done at the museum. But this time I had it done at a doctor's surgery that's closed as a surgery and just is doing jabs. And then people who were going to that surgery are going elsewhere. Not that you can get a doctor's appointment these days, but...
Nope. Doctors don't exist anymore. You're not allowed to walk in. You've got to make an appointment. Anyway.
And nobody answers the phone. There are loads and loads of complaints on our local Facebook groups about how they hang on for over an hour and then they get told to try another day, you know.
Yeah, it is difficult, if not impossible, to actually get through. And another comment from Peter. Peter's still there, Andy.
Something about he usually does free parking.
Yeah.
Well, don't go to a hospital around here because you need a mortgage.
True. Now, Peter's doing his bit. We've done our bit. Angelica's doing her bit on a Saturday. Celia's done her bit too. But
no, Celia hasn't had a booster jab yet.
Oh, right. Sorry. Okay.
Because she's younger than me, so she had her jabs after me. So she's not due her booster till into December.
Ah, right. Okay. But the take-up, the number of people having booster jabs is nowhere near the people who had first and second jabs. And that's a problem. Yeah. Because we know that the first and second jabs do help and keep you safe, but you need to have the booster jab to stay safe. Yeah. Is that right?
But then I spoke to somebody yesterday where a lady's had all 3 jabs and she's still caught COVID. So it's about being careful as well as being vaccinated.
Totally. And I mean, we've got the situation at the moment. The UK or England, sorry, Peter, England is in a better position than Europe as far as the rate of increase of COVID. But it's never going to disappear, is it? We're going to have a booster jab every year.
I think it's like many other diseases. We're just going to have to learn to live with it. And everybody's got to I mean, we've still got hundreds of people saying, it's all a con. And somebody posted on my thing that where I said my arms were aching, that the chip was going to be turned on overnight and all these stupid statements that people keep making. It just makes me think, well, I wouldn't want to do any business with you if that's how you think things are. Because most of the people I talk to are people I've got to know through business.
Well, not so much this year, but certainly 2022. If you want to go on holiday abroad, you can't go unless you've had the booster jab.
Sorry, you carry on, and I'll ask you my question afterwards.
Okay, but it's creating a them in a society. In other words, everybody who goes to the Costa de Blanco next, or was looking forward to going to Spain next year, unless you've been vaccinated, you just can't go.
Well, Is it Austria? You can't go out the house if you haven't been vaccinated because
Mm.
you lock down non-vaccinated people. I was going to ask you, did you get a little blue card this time?
I got a little card.
I
Just a minute.
didn't. I got a 4-page document with all my details on the bottom.
Oh, I got a printed document. Yeah, but I
But I
also,
didn't get a card.
yeah, I got the card.
Nope, didn't get one of those from my booster.
Yeah, it says Pfizer FK9413, and basically he's put on there the time you could actually leave the building. So you weren't.
No, that was written on the 4-page document that I got.
Yeah. It says 1444, so I wasn't allowed to go out until 1444. But I'm glad they let me in an hour and a half early. It's got space underneath for another vaccine too.
Yeah.
But the good news is that I mean, I'm amazed by the computer system here, John, because you've got 50 doctors all working away on portables to a central database, and it's instantaneous and it just works. And so, congratulations to the programmers, I say.
Yeah, well, us people who are programmers in the past, we're great IT people, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we love IT.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Peter's whiling away the time till 10:30. Okay, we will be getting jabbed yearly at this rate. I agree with that, Peter, totally. And my body is full of chemicals.
Yeah, but that's mainly coffee, isn't it? Coffee you get these days is 80% chemical, isn't it? I was very surprised they were allowing people in without a mask.
Yeah, they just wanted people to get the jab, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wore a mask. Well, we've got the walk 1,000 miles has a scarf sort of thing, and I that's always easier because once you get it on, you don't take it off.
Snood, where you pull it up over your face.
Thank you for the word, John. A snood. Okay, could you read out Peter's comment, please, John?
It is getting dangerous with haves and have not having jab. God blimey, 3 haves in the same sentence. Even those who have had it, another have, support the right not to have it. Yeah. I think it should be compulsory, but, you know, life isn't like that, is it?
No,
I've got
we can't be.
a friend that I've known for quite some time and did quite a bit of work with a few years back, who to me now has positioned himself as totally anti-vax, and I just now think he's a total and utter idiot with some of the stupid statements. He's even been on marches and walks and spoke at protests. And I think, but you're a really sensible man. Why are you doing this? You know?
Yeah, I don't understand either, John.
Yeah, because Peter's further affected, isn't he? Because he's diabetic as well.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, the only place we could get a flu vaccine was when we went to the centre to get the COVID. I mean, finding it anywhere else is just impossible.
It was really funny because I actually had the letter inviting me for a flu jab, the NHS letter. The morning I got the flu jab.
Indeed. But it just showed. I mean, we've seen the health service at its best. I think, John, this last week.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know, must go on maybe. I notice in the sentence before he's taking the mick by going, there you have it, shouty. Because I said there were so many haves in the sentence.
Peter, take care. We'll see you next week.
Well, it'll be all over in about 3 minutes, so I can come back on.
Yeah, but he's got to get the car out of the car park, then he's got to get back home, so he's not going to make it before end of show.
He's on his mobile, though, isn't he?
He could come in on his mobile and give it.
While he's sitting for 20 minutes, he can at least be commenting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what I did. I spent the 20 minutes chatting with Angelica.
I I didn't like the number of people in the room, so I asked if I could go and stand with the man on the door and was allowed to go outside in the fresh air, provided I asked him what the time was on a regular basis and didn't leave before the time on my sheet. So when I went outside, I said, I can't stand the number of people in the room, so they've told me to get you to tell me when I can go, and there's the time. And he laughed. But it was much better. Hey? He is making some rude comments about what can be done in 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, that went on screen for a split second. Right, so booster jabs.
Inappropriate comment, Peter.
Well, it didn't get stopped by Facebook, did it? So they're happy with it. A fortunate thing is it didn't show on screen automatically, which was neat. And taking over from Peter, Nick Wood. Hope you're feeling better, John.
I feel snivelly today and a bit headachy, but I want some fresh air, I think, more than anything.
Go take it easy, though. You haven't got to do much.
I might sweep the leaves off the front drive, the height of excitement.
Yeah, it's a leaf sweeping sort of day, isn't it? I've just been given permission to actually cut back everything that's overgrown during the summer in the garden. My mission in life for the next 7 days is to fill the green bin. And if that's full, then my job is done.
The problem with filling the green bin here would be that it wouldn't be collected until April next year.
Wow.
Because we don't get a collection after last week was the last collection.
All right, okay. I best double check with Angelica then.
Yeah, but
it's no use gardening and creating all this waste if it's going to sit there.
Sit on your drive and smell. You won't be very happy, are you? Will you? They're changing the people who do the collection. I mean, because it's all everything to do with the council subcontracted these days, and they're changing the subcontractor in April next year at the end of the current contract, and the new contractor is Viola. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Right, okay.
They run the local incinerator, and they've got the task off the current person whose name I do know but can't think of. They're going to be providing a year-round green bin as part of their new contract. So we won't have the gap that we have at the moment. You've gone quiet.
Peter, where's Peter still here?
Yeah, he said he's walking into this thing.
All right, okay. Right, yeah, you've got 10 minutes, Peter, to actually get there. Right, okay. Now, also on the menu today, you're up north, aren't you, John?
No, I might be more northerly than your good self, but I'm hardly up north. Actually, this is quite good news for certain elements or areas just northwest of Birmingham, because it's all pretty much done now, the route to come into Birmingham, but they were due to start the back out and heading north, and places and villages in South Staffordshire, which is much closer to Birmingham than people realise. Tamworth is due east of Birmingham, and that is in Staffordshire. It's good news for some of those places, but it's also bad news in some respect, because quite a lot of people in the area, and I think all the way up to Leeds, have sold their properties to HS2, and they didn't really need to. Although some of them have made good profits, a lot of them have been forced to sell them, because basically anything within about 400 yards either side, they've agreed to buy because of the disturbance to create the actual earthworks and things.
Amazing engineering project. I mean, HS2 have bought the properties, as you say, people have left, and HS2 then rented the properties out. Because they're good houses, nothing wrong with them, just in the wrong place. And if they're not going to go through to Leeds with the HS2, they don't need to keep the properties empty.
So maybe they'll make a good profit selling the houses, because a lot of them they bought 3 or 4 years ago, and house prices have rocketed in 3-4 years.
Right. Is this the beginning? I mean, we do need a better rail infrastructure, don't we?
Well, they say that what they're going to do is improve things on existing lines. So it'll be interesting to see how they achieve that.
Yeah. I mean, there is you've got the East Coast Line and the West Coast Line. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the West Coast Line is my favourite, of course, because it goes up to the Lake District, and to Scotland and to Carlisle. But Leeds is on the East Coast Line, isn't it? It's already got.
I'm not sure that it is actually.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because I think the East Coast Main Line doesn't run through Leeds, but we need to check that fact. And because I think it goes from Sheffield and then up to York. I don't think it goes to Leeds.
Ah, right. Okay. And we're getting some input from Nick.
Nick wanted to do it backwards by the look of things, start in the north and work down.
Well, yeah. I think it's a good thing, but that's a gut feeling rather than one built on. I mean, I'm not in the path of it. Yeah, we don't have a station in Devizes yet, so I'm not even connected to the rail network.
It's going to create a new station pretty close to Birmingham International Station. Yeah, and they're building a whole infrastructure around it, Solihull Council are. So it's going to have an industrial estate and housing around the new station. So that's going to be quite interesting, because Birmingham International is sandwiched between the NEC and the airport. So there isn't any room to do any improvements, really. And the HS2 line goes round the top of the NEC. And so this new stuff will be very close to Birmingham International and the NEC, and will serve the NEC, but is not on the same set of rails.
Right. Indeed. But this levelling up lark that Prime Minister promised us, it's not going, as a friend of ours would say, it's not going terribly well.
Well, they've been doing an awful lot of work surrounding the bridge, the HS2 bridge they put over the M42.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see quite how that works, because it actually comes over the M42 and goes straight through an existing major island at the entrance to the Birmingham Business Park, which is adjacent to the airport.
Yeah.
And straight through Bluebell Woods, which they've knocked a massive part down of. It literally is called Bluebell Woods because of the bluebells that were there. But that means that the island has had to be moved. So at the moment, when you go that way, if I'm going to Coleshill, I go between the NEC and the airport. And then I have to go, there's a completely new set of islands, but the island incorporates part of the old island and is about 6 times the size of the island that was there before. It's very difficult to describe, but it's currently causing chaos because people come onto this new island and think, hang on, where am I going? And they end up in the wrong lane and they end up getting forced.
We've got to go around again. I love going round roundabouts twice.
Oh, no. Well, what happens is actually that they get into a lane and then they get forced off to the left turn, which goes into Chelmsley Wood, and no one wants to go into Chelmsley Wood.
No, not voluntarily. Over to Nick. And Nick is saying, when I say the north, I mean Birmingham and above.
But
Okay.
we're
You're the
the
Midlands.
Midlands, mate, not the north.
You'll notice on the motorway signs on the M1, Nick, it says Midlands and the north. Okay, that's the hint. Even our transport agency say Midlands and the north. So Midlands
Where
does
does
exist.
Nick live? Because I don't know the answer to that question. Where does Nick live?
He lives in Farnborough.
Farnborough.
Farnborough in Hampshire, near to Winchester.
Oh, well, I know where Farnborough is, but I went there once to the Farnborough Air Show with me dad when I would be about 11, I think. My dad used to be in the aircraft industry at that time.
Yeah. Nick's saying above Watford is north to me. We used to have say good morning to Corinda. It's a true story. And take Corinda's comment off before the next one comes in. And how are your arm?
My arm's fine, the rest of me isn't.
Arms are okay. I know it's there, but I can't actually feel anything, which is good. But yeah. Okay, and over to Peter. And Peter's still waiting, is he? I'm in the old John Lewis building. Ah, right. Okay. Oh, I went. House of Fraser closed in Swindon yesterday. After being there since forever, I managed to pop in, and it was 20% off and £99 pair of trousers. I just couldn't. No way, Jose.
Although John Lewis pulled out of Birmingham, they're quite committed to Solihull because the managing director used to be based in the offices above the store in Solihull, although he's now the West Midlands mayor. So they have quite a commitment to Solihull. And they also have their regional distribution depot close to the M42 junction in Solihull.
Right.
But we all feared they'd leave because they take a very large percentage of the Touchwood Court, as it's known.
Not Torchwood.
Sorry, Touchwood.
Not Torchwood. Okay. Nick is saying, I used to love the Farnborough Air Show, but now it's just a Red Bull event. And over to Alfredo. Good morning, Alfredo.
So what is Alfredo doing out of bed at this hour?
Well, it's 5:30. Depends if you're on a shift, I suppose. If you're doing shift 6 till 2.
All right.
Yeah. And over to Peter again. And we're getting running commentaries. Yes, well, that's a good sign, Peter. As long as they fit you in at the appointed hour. So Peter is going for his jab. Booster jab, 10:30 this morning, is in the old John Lewis building, and we're getting a live commentary.
Is he going to go live on his camera, and then we can all watch the needle go in?
No. I hope not. No, it's not Peter's style. That's not Peter's style. All right, studying cybersecurity and shifts during Amazon peak.
Amazon, yes. That is becoming a dirty word in the UK because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to use them after January the 19th.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, just a minute. Hang on. I know where you're going, John.
Have I usurped your me and you?
Right. Okay. There you go, John.
Because I only have Visa cards. I don't possess a MasterCard. Funnily enough, I have 2 Visa credit cards from Barclays, but one of them used to be a MasterCard, and suddenly when it got reissued, it had become a Visa card. So it's going to be quite difficult for me.
We're trying. Yesterday, Amazon announced that they will, from January next year, will no longer accept Visa credit cards issued in the UK or issued on a UK bank. The reason is very, very simple. Visa Credit have been raising the commission rate that all retailers have to pay, including Amazon. And Amazon have said, we're not playing anymore. Your 1.5% rate is way over the top. There are discussions going on between the banks and Amazon at the moment to see if anything can be done. But at the moment, you could use a Visa debit card forever, hopefully. But a credit card in UK, you can only use until January next year, which is why it is news in the UK, because it's going to affect a lot of people who actually use credit cards on Amazon. John?
One of the reasons I want to use a credit card and not a debit card is simply cash flow. I buy quite a number of things that I use for customer installations and things like that,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to get paid for them till after the event. Therefore, I want to buy it on a credit card, and I only have, as I said, Visa credit cards. I pay them off in full every month. I don't know anything on them, but it just it's a bit, you know.
Yeah.
Will I be looking elsewhere? I've also started looking elsewhere for another reason. I bought a couple of things in the past few months where I could have bought them elsewhere and saved myself money, because Amazon is not always the lowest price these days.
They do tell you what the lowest price is.
No. I mean, I could have bought them elsewhere outside of Amazon for less. Like I bought something the other day, tool-wise, and if I could have been bothered to drove 2 miles to my local tool station, I would have saved myself nearly £5 on a £35 purchase.
Right.
But I wanted to use my Prime delivery.
Right. So on this story, Amazon.
Sorry, you carry on.
On this story, Amazon are not doing anything during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas period. They've decided to delay it until January, and even then, when the January sales are over. Okay, that's just my take on it. They're going to make the money first and then run.
I suspect that it'll get sorted, personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's not beyond the wit of man to actually reduce to 1.5% for Amazon. I mean, the turnover with Amazon at the moment must be mega. Yeah, I mean, why it's only become public as part of a sort of negotiation thing. Yeah, there was no need for this ever to be made public. Well, perhaps not. Perhaps not now. Okay.
But making it public was probably forcing the hand, wasn't it, of the banks?
Okay, over to Alfredo, and Alfredo is saying, news to me, guys, about Visa not used in Amazon UK. It's true. We tell the stories that are on the BBC. The BBC, generally speaking, get it right. So it's a story that's been lifted. We're telling you news which wouldn't even cause a ripple in the States. We know that, but it does in the UK. Would it cost you more in time, John?
Well, that's the reason why I probably went with there. But on the other hand, I probably drove past it to go shopping later in the day. But it was done then.
Okay, just to digress for a moment, because Nick's here. Well, only Alfredo's here. For the last 4 years, there's been a team which started off as we did as a team go live 5 days a week, Monday through to Friday, a special show each time, became live production weekly. There's 10 of us involved, and incredibly, I'm just going to show a picture on screen of the 10 people involved. This is a good Amazon story, Alfredo. Of the 10 people involved, 4 of us are actually being featured by Amazon on Amazon Live. Top left, you've got David Burrows from Canada. Yes. Top right, you've got Brigitte Limbanda from South Africa. You've already noticed Marco is at the top. Marco's also got his own show at the bottom. And then there's me. So I find it incredible. I'm proud of this achievement that everybody, something's got me, that 4 out of 10 of us can actually be featured on Amazon Live, not just on Amazon Live, but Amazon Live have said we are shows to watch and they promote us. Okay, I've got my first symptom of having the booster jab. My voice is going.
Dry throat.
Yeah,
that's what I had as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to the comments then. So I just want to say that we're just totally amazed that I've had the booster jab and the flu jab. I couldn't understand why John had both in one day and thought he's just, and then I discovered the method that they use. They've got you there. They've got all your details and they say, have you had a flu jab? And they know darn well you haven't, because getting the flu jab over a certain age, you haven't got a chance. And you just say, yes, please. I'm here. I'll have it. So I had both jabs. Okay. That is amazing. It is. Thank you, Peter. It's basically, I'll cover it in other shows. But I just want to make mention of it here and congratulations from Nick. I think the show might be yours in a minute, John. I'm just going to get a glass of water.
Funny enough, I've got one of those already.
Nick, your cooking shows are legendary, and the show we do on Monday is legendary as well. So I got to echo there. It will come. It will happen. It will happen. The only thing that is just be on every day. Just annoy the hell out of them. I'm on live 2 o'clock every day. Yeah. And over to Alfredo.
So I want to know why Peter is now talking at 10:37. Has he not had the painful jab yet?
I don't know.
It didn't hurt for me for about 8 hours. I was fine. And then
all the years of practice. Is that said practice? Dedication. It's right, Peter. It's dedication paying off. We've all been broadcasting for 6 years. 4 to 6 years. Right. Okay. And I mean, we're part of a community which we all support each other. There's no big queue. Good. We all support each other because that's what live video is about. It's about networking and supporting each other. Right, John, what would you like to talk about for 2 minutes while I go and get a glass of water?
Oh, for 2 minutes. What am I going to talk about? Go and get your glass of water, and hopefully we'll still be here when you come back. What I'm going to talk about? Well, I'm completely unprepared to talk about anything. But I will say I have been really impressed with the NHS in our area, not just the stabbing, but how they've been handling people. I've had a friend who's been taken into hospital, nothing to do with COVID, but has still had wonderful help from the ambulance service. And another friend of mine, her little boy, was taken into hospital on Sunday. He came home straight away, but he'd been having problems, and they got wonderful service from the ambulance as well. So our NHS is a pretty joined up thing. And I'm hopeful that my friend will have got his glass of water by now, but he hasn't. So what else can I talk about? Well, believe it or not, the weather's really nice here today. Normally it's grey and horrible, but it's not bad at all today. I even got a touch of sunshine. Are you coming back? Are you there? I can hear some noises, so I'm sure he's back.
I'm back.
No. You're back. Hooray! I'm glad he's back. I was running out of things to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. Just press the button. Hang on a minute, where are you? I've lost you. No, I haven't. Right, we're back. Okay,
Yeah.
I've got this. This I can't show it on screen without damaging the screen. This is an iPad stand, and it's 6 foot high. Well, actually it's 5'10.5" high, so I can actually go live on my iPad. Just to show you that. I'm so used to showing products on screen.
I bought one sometime with like a squeezy clamp and an arm that's made out of you can pull it in any direction. It kept sagging down with the weight of the iPad, and in the end I went for plain technology. And it works fine for my well, I would put my pad on here, but not here.
Okay,
I must have left it in the bedroom. That's your gimbal, is it?
This is my iPivo stand.
Oh, right.
And it's double jointed. And this, I'll go back a bit so you can actually see it. This stand is my stand of choice when using a mobile phone to take still images. Like if you're doing a cooking show like Nick does on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays now. Basically, your phone goes in there. It can swivel around 360 degrees. And this is not a tripod stand. This I'm actually weightlifting now. This thing weighs about 8 pounds. Yeah. This is a very sturdy stand. iPivo. I could play you a video about that, John, but I don't think I will. Okay. Okay, so that's the advert over. I've got.
You know what? You know what happened then, don't you?
What?
You flipped into Amazon Live mode.
I know.
It's here, and it's down below, down there in the carousel.
Yeah. It's so I enjoy telling stories and selling products. You've got to be able to demonstrate the product. I mean, the rule now is that the things in the carousel, you've got to own 75% of them. So you've either got to be able to this is a Microsoft Art mouse. You've either got to be able to do a practical demonstration, okay, or you've got to do a B-roll, yeah, which is where B Live comes in, because the B-roll can be on YouTube and you just bring it in from YouTube. So yeah, it's all things. And the other thing is, and Nick's saying it's cheesecake tonight on Nick's cooking show, and over to Corinda is keep going, and the NVIDIA is the best.
Well, actually, I'm becoming less and less of an NVIDIA fan because I've found this new toy, but we won't.
All right, okay. You tell me about it after. iPivo with an O at the end, Alfredo. And Alfredo again, Amazon Live mode. Yes, indeed. You can go into Amazon Live mode. I use NVIDIA a lot, said Corinda. And I just need to have another drink of water. I turned up a week. Oh, I'm sorry, Peter.
A week early.
I'm sorry, Peter. You made a very heavy day a lot lighter. Thank you. Because John and I are going through it at the moment, and you've got another week off. You can just sort of relax for the next week, and by then, John and I will have been a week on, so you'll know how. Yeah, we will survive. Okay, right. The thing I love about Amazon Live is not only do we actually get paid for doing it, and there are no qualifications other than being an influencer. We actually get paid hundreds of dollars for doing it every month. But because we're now, I'm going to show this again. Because we're now featured by Amazon on the Amazon Live page, people are noticing us, and we have people sending us product, to review. Angelica is reviewing a carpal tunnel mouse at the moment, yeah, which was sent to us from the States. And thanks to Marco Novo, I'm now working with Treb Labs, who do audio equipment, and they're sending me gear from the States as well. Yeah, and extra commission. So things are looking good at the moment. And after Peter, they're taking me anyway. No, they're taking me.
Yeah, taking him. So they're going to stab him.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Basically, you have to declare that you were sent the product off radar. You can't just turn up and say, "I love this." You've got to say that it was sent by Treb Labs, and this is your honest and open review. But it does mean that we're actually getting kit, which we want, but we don't have to pay for it, and we get extra commission on it. And Amazon are happy with it, and it's all legit and above board. There's a company called Thrasio, THRASIO, and they have just raised $1 billion for their business, and their business is based on taking business to Amazon, taking businesses on Amazon through influencers, and it's big business. Live selling is big business. It's the future. Everything is going to be live selling rather than the QVC professional approach. I'm not going to knock that because we all have QVC somewhere or another. This is real people telling real stories about the goods that they own. Yeah, and I'm just doubly graced because, one, as John knows, I'm over 21, and the other thing is I'm a Brit. Yeah, and we've got Brigitte from South Africa, Marco from Portugal, me from the UK, Nick from the UK. Yeah, and we're actually on Amazon.com. Okay. Sorry to that. I love that as well. Okay, and Peter saying totally agree. And over to Corinda with a bigger comment. Okay, great show, guys. I'm off to do my show in a moment. Good luck, Corinda. Good luck, Corinda, and well done on producing the Restream show yesterday. I could tell that everybody enjoyed being there, and well done for that. Because Marco was with a client. I was on the number 49 bus. So Corinda stepped up to produce the show yesterday. So that was good that he was able to actually step up and take over from us and do a darn good job. Right, where do you like to go now, John? I'm still thinking of going back to bed.
I've thought about that as well. Somebody jokingly said that the allotment committee were the minions of the association, and I've been looking for a clock to go in our. We call it the community hub, and yesterday, because I had to go and get something to eat, I was in Aldi, and I saw this.
Oh, wait a minute, full screen mode. John, it's over to you. If I can get it in picture. Okay. I'll take Nick's comment off. Hang on, we haven't got there yet. Right, you're now in view.
So I saw this Minions clock, and it was reduced to the princely sum of £1.98. So I thought I bought it and thought I'd stick it up, and everybody could see that we were running on Minion time.
All right, okay, and over to Corinda, and Corinda saying, okay, he's going to watch the replay. Corinda did a great job yesterday, and Australia is saying exciting times for live stream community. It is, and Amazon is the best place to be. That's only because Facebook have actually killed off live video on Facebook for some reason. Okay, one of the reasons is that. Okay, if you're watching us live, we'd just like to say thank you, and thank you for all the comments. It makes the show when we get to meet our friends and just have a chat. Now we do have. Do you want to talk about cricket, John? No. Okay, that was no to that. You don't have to. You don't have to.
So, what's your opinion? Will Mr. Howe be a success at Newcastle? We're going to talk sport.
How? Who's been appointed? Oh, the Brighton guy?
The manager of your team.
Yeah, only for a short time. Only for a short time. I mean, anything before Sean and Harry doesn't count.
Right.
With
So you think he's
managers.
successful at Newcastle?
Yeah, I hope he is. I wish all Premiership managers well, all of them, because they put their necks on the line. They get paid for doing so. But it would be good if he did. Do you want him to succeed, John? Do you think he will?
Oh, I definitely do. I think Newcastle should be a powerhouse in the Premier League. I'm rather concerned, though, that we've got rid of our manager in favour of some upstart from Liverpool via Glasgow. But I just feel sacking Dean Smith and not giving him till after Christmas was a terrible thing. And then within days, he pops up as the manager of the team just two below us. And I have a feeling he might end up knocking us out of the Premier League.
Okay, Nick's saying no chance they're relegation fodder. I think he was talking about Newcastle there. That's because they're in the north of England, John. We know this now. Everything north of Watford is the north. Okay.
He thinks he needs a passport when he passes Watford. Yeah.
Right, and everybody's being asked, is in Aberdeen, everybody's been asked to wear a proper mask instead of a snood. But we know, John, yesterday that there were people without masks.
Yep, they were quite happy for people to go in with no mask whatsoever. So there. I bought a snood along with a pair of gloves with the intention of using it to drag over and go into shops. It drove me mad. So I went back to good old-fashioned blue masks that you throw away after one day's use, because this is my daughter's pet thing, is they'll use a mask and it's gone in minutes because they've changed the mask after they've dealt with a patient. And she says she see people with masks that were blue but look brown now because they're that much covered in muck. And
they've got to be washed regular.
Oh, well, I'm talking here about disposable masks.
And now we're saying cricket is popular sport. How about no? Cricket is. I mean, there you go. That's proper mask. Football is number one. Cricket is number two. Rugby is up there as well. I've probably missed a few, and we've now got a situation in the UK and probably globally that women's cricket, women's football are actually on live television, and it's right that they should be there. So no, football, soccer. That's the dreaded word. Your soccer, our football is the number one sport in the UK. And over to Nick. And Nick is saying passport and job passport to go north of. Right. Okay, but you can't catch the HS2 to get there.
Yet.
Yeah. There has always been a lemon as a north and south divide. We know it's for real. We back in the day, I became part of a job creation agency, and we were training people under JTS, which came after YTS, JTS Job Training Scheme. So we were government funded, and we wanted a name for the company. So we got our heads together, the three of us, and we called the company North of Watford. And we registered North of Watford as a limited company, as in there is life north of Watford. So the joke's been around for 40 years, is all I can say, or 30 years, sorry, or even 20 years. I don't know. I've lost count. I gave my age away then. Never mind. Right. Okay. Passport and jobs to go up north. I don't think so. Probably the reverse is true. No, it isn't. I never said that. I never, ever said that. I wouldn't say that. Okay.
I don't go to London because I just don't like so many people around. It's just something I just don't like. I think London is overcrowded, and therefore I'm put off from going to London. So us people up the north, as Nick would call it, we live a healthier lifestyle.
Right, now I'm going to show you some magic, John. Are you ready for some magic?
Go on then.
You got some more magic?
I didn't see any magic. I saw us swap places, but that wasn't magic, was it?
No, it is magic. I can do that. I can move things. Couldn't do that before. This is new.
Right. Is this new to the 50% off?
Yeah, just John's noticed the discount ready for Black Friday is 50% off be.live. Which has got to be good news.
Well, I'm pleased to say I've been on hundreds and hundreds of Be Live broadcasts, but Yuval was funding them, so it hasn't cost me a penny.
That's true. Right, what else can we talk about? I mean, we're not going to be too controversial.
I haven't even looked at today's news. Was there anything?
Oh, wait a minute. How's Mr. Gerrard doing? Is he doing well?
Well, who knows? This is the upstart from Liverpool by Glasgow, isn't it? Most Villa fans are upset that Dean was sacked, including me. I think he deserved till after Christmas.
Okay.
So Mr. Gerrard can go home to Liverpool because we're just a stepping stone to becoming Liverpool manager, aren't we? Yeah. So Eddie Howe's going to work with Premier League magic, and I don't agree with Nick. I'm quite convinced that in a matter of a couple of months they'll be mid-table.
As long as Burnley keep going up, that's all I'm going to say. We just need to edge up slowly to the middle of the table. We don't play till the second half of the season.
Yeah.
Once we've got our turkey and Christmas pud, we're good to go. So second half of the season should be good. I don't hold any fears of relegation because we've got a wunderkind playing for us.
Is it Tarowowski? Is that what his name is? I know it's something like that. He's available in the January window, apparently.
Okay. Well, next week we'll go through the Burnley team and we'll talk about who plays for England, who plays for Wales, who plays for Scotland, sort of thing. And
but Burnley got a team. Well, they haven't been turning up, have they? Because they're bottom but one of the.
I'm not worried. We play the second half of the season. Okay, John's got phone calls coming in.
Just turned it off.
Okay, John, it's over to you.
What's over to me? Why? What have I done now? Oh, I think it's the end of the show, isn't it? So we've come to the end. Thank you for the loads of people that have been commenting today and joining in. And even if you are the wrong side of Watford when you join in, thanks to our friend in California who's also been with us today, Alfredo. And thanks to Peter Stewart. Hopefully the stabs have been done by now, as it's 10:59. Have you had yours yet, Nick? That's the big question. They're now doing walk-ins if you're over 50 in Solihull. Wrong side of the world.
No, wrong side of the country. We've got a north-south divide, Alfredo. I think that was right, wasn't it? On the other side of the world? The other side of the world. We're global.
Yeah, we go out all over the place. We have people in Australia and
South Africa,
South America, there.
Canada.
Anyway, I guess it's time to say goodbye because it's 11 o'clock. So we'll see you next week, same time, same place.
Bye. Thanks for watching.